quarter for HUL. But we'll take a cue on that one, and Dyaneshwar Padwal joins in to talk to us about his stock picks. Dyaneshwar, before we go into your stock picks, what is your call on HUL? Very strong set of earnings. Management is sounding positive. Is this a stock that could see a big move today? And if yes, is it on your buy list for the day, if not longer?
Yes. Talking about the HUL, if you can see that from the FMCG counter, we have seen that in 2017 the FMCG counter pack has not outperformed the benchmark index. So coming into the 2018, so we are expecting that the FMCG index will outperform the benchmark index. So looking at the FMCG sector, so HUL is looking quite good, because recent move suggests that the HUL is moving into the clear uptrend, and it is continue to move up on a higher side.
Right. So, would you buy HUL if it opens up about the 1 to 2% gap up, which is very likely right now?
See, if you are talking about the HUL, if it is opening gap up, so traders should wait for the correction or gap to fill up, and after the gap would be fill up, then trader can enter into the HUL.
Right. What's the trade on the Nifty then? We seem to be zooming past important technical levels. This morning, the SGX is indicating a gap up and opening above levels of 10,800. From the look of it, new highs will be made in the first few minutes of trade. At that point, any trading strategies on the Nifty or even Bank Nifty? Because after 3 months of consolidation, Bank Nifty is finally seeing a breakout, which took place at 25,983. From these levels, is Bank Nifty looking like a good bet, maybe for the next day or two, if not longer?
Yeah, first of all, we'll talk about the Nifty. Yes, after a tug of war between bulls and bears, bulls are back in action. And on yesterday's trading session, we have seen that the Nifty has given a historical close at 10,788. The strength of the breadth of the market is continue to getting stronger and inching higher. It is mainly because of it is led by the participation of the frontliner counter. So we are at the opinion that the Nifty is initially heading for an 11,000 mark with an intermediate support of 10,500. And next, yes, talking about the Bank Nifty has take out of its crucial resistance level of 26,000 and close at 26,289. The positive, once the positive momentum start, so price tends to remain in a motion more or less in the same direction towards the uncharted territory. So we are expecting that the Bank Nifty continue to travel towards the north side with an intermediate support of 26,000. So any pullbacks comes towards the 26,000 would be considered as an accumulation phase.
Right, so the Bank Nifty basically is moving higher. Let's talk about some of the stocks here. 3 stocks again: SBI, ICICI Bank and Axis Bank. All 3 again actually were adding good long open trades yesterday. So Dyaneshwar, is there a good trade today in either of the 3 stocks here?
Yes, of course, we are going for an SBI, because recently we have seen that the SBI has done with its price and time-wise correction at an important retracement level of 50% of the previous bull run, and poised for an initial leg of up move towards the 350 mark. So one can accumulate the stock at current market price by keeping a stop loss of 295 on a closing basis.
Any mid-cap IT stocks, Dyaneshwar, that you'd buy today? Because after the rally you've seen on the frontline names over the last couple of days, it would be prudent for some of these mid-cap IT names to see a run-up. If yes, your top picks for the day from the mid-cap IT universe.
Yes, of course, in mid-cap IT, KPIT is looking good, because KPIT right now seeing in a good uptrend, and recent correction said that the stock is ready for the upside move. So any decisive moves above the 205 level, one can go long with a stop loss of 200 for an initial leg of up move towards the 215 and 220.
Right, and Dyaneshwar, also, like, while I was talking to you about the private banks here and one PSU bank, SBI here, any other PSU banks which you like? Because yesterday there were 2 sort of points basically in the Bank Nifty movement here. On one side, PSU bank index again that was topping the charts. PNB again 5% up, Oriental Bank 5% up, and there were a lot of PSU banks again which were rallying. So do you believe, is there a good sort of secular uptrend or breakout in the PSU banks here, or perhaps they actually are yet to actually see that kind of breakout here?
Yes. Earlier we have seen that in PSU's bank, all PSU's banks have given a breakthrough way by gap up opening, and recent couple of weeks we have seen that they are trading into the consolidation zone. And yesterday's move suggests that the correction has been completed, and the PSU's banks are poised for an initial leg of up move. So we consider that the PNB is again the after the SBI PNB is looking good. It is also done with its price rise correction, and it has taken a very good Fibonacci retracement of the previous bull move. So one can accumulate the stock at current market price by keeping a stop loss of 168 on a closing basis for an initial leg of up move towards the 190 levels. And yes, talking about the private banks, in the private banks we have seen that the Yes Bank is looking good because Yes Bank is managed to come out with the consolidation zone of 330, and it's maintaining the level of 330. So one can accumulate the Yes Bank at current market price by keeping a stop loss of 330 for an initial leg of up move towards the 375, 380.
Right. Very lastly, Dyaneshwar, what about you? What are your stock recommendations of the day? We've highlighted a few stocks that we've spotted, but anything that you're recommending to your clients and to our viewers today?
Yes, of course. We have buy call on Adani Port. Recently, we have seen that the Adani Port is moving in a clear uptrend, and a couple of weeks we have seen that it is moving into the consolidation zone. And yesterday's moves suggest that the uptrend has been resumed. So one can accumulate the stock at current market price by keeping a stop loss of 220 for an initial leg of up move towards the 460 and 465.
Right. Thanks for that, Dyaneshwar. Good talking to you this morning. That was the view coming in on a few of those counters that Dyaneshwar is currently recommending. Well,